Here on 2000 Bagby, like we are every week. Just from the top of the show, I'll go ahead and say it, man. Draft party next Thursday here, 6:30 p.m.
I love the draft, dude. I mean, the draft is the NFL draft specifically. I mean, I like the NBA draft, of course. One thing I like about baseball is getting a little bit more prime time on their amateur draft. So I think that's cool. But that's why I wore my Cowboys shirt tonight, because I'll probably wear it again next week. Because I'm getting hype. I love the draft. I love movement in the draft. I love picks. I love trades. It's just, the draft is awesome. I love every minute of it. I watch 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I watch it all. I think it's all fascinating, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I hate to say this. I mean, 1 through 5 is going to be interesting, right? Like, for sure.
Yes.
But that 10 pick.
The 10 pick. Well,
and I'm not a massive I'm not a Cowboys fan, but
you're a closet Cowboys fan.
That is ridiculous.
You just don't
that is the worst statement ever.
You just don't want to admit it.
Not true.
It's okay though. I know you've got like a bit going where you don't like the Cowboys and you hate them and all that stuff. I get it.
I was a Cowboy. I was born in Dallas, right?
Yes.
Like born in Dallas.
Yes.
I moved here when I was like 7 years old. My mother was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Yes.
We've talked about this before.
Yes.
Like I have pictures with Roger Staubach. I love Tom Landry.
Yes.
Like when I was growing up, like amazing. But moved down here. Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys, and like I became an Oilers fan.
Okay.
And then Houston Dallas rivalry, whatever. Like, and so my dad, when I was growing up, my mom would fly us to Memphis to go see my father. And that side of the family. And what happened was my dad, divorced my mother, so of course he didn't like her. So we were trained to hate the Cowboys. Like, and growing up, you do what your dad does, right? So we hated him. My mom used to send us on a plane in full helmet, shoulder pads. I mean, like the pants and everything to go see my dad, full Cowboys gear.
That's
full
awesome.
Cowboys gear.
That's
and we'd get
awesome.
off the plane and walk down, because back then you could walk, people could meet you at the gate.
Yeah.
And we get off the plane walking down the aisle. The stewardess, because we were young, and she's walking us down. My dad's like, "Son of a bitch!" Like, it was.
But so he was an Oilers dude.
Well, he just hated the Cowboys because him and my mom got divorced.
So that was the main. So here's the question: was he a Cowboys fan before that?
I bet he was.
Damn, divorce was that hard that he just said, "Forget the Cowboys, man."
I think divorce is hard. Like, I don't know.
Well, I know it's hard. I'm just saying it was like that. It was that hard where he just said, "I'm not gonna like the team my ex-wife likes."
Well, I don't like the Cowboys, but they do have the 10 pick. Just real quick, what do you want? What do you want to see from them at that 10 pick?
Well, they have some needs on defense. Obviously, everybody knows.
But there's going to be a couple of offensive players available right now.
I mean, we keep saying it every show, but it just keeps getting more and more specific. It's very true in this draft. Those top 5 picks, and the reason I say that is because you've got the Bengals at 5. Okay, Bengals have Joe Burrow. What happened to Joe Burrow this past season?
Yeah, neat.
Major injury. So what do you get to keep your quarterback up? You get him a left tackle.
Left tackle.
So if the left tackle from Oregon is there and they take him, then you've got some setup for the Cowboys to get a cornerback. But if you have him keep dragging down, like what happens if he gets to a point where he's at 6-7? Cowboys maybe want to be like, hey, that's the best player on our draft, so let's go get the left tackle, and they have to maybe give up a pick or two to move up. So the top 5 picks are going to make a huge difference of how this draft plays out.
I'm stoked for it, and we will be here at Christians Tailgate on Thursday at 6:30. What they're going to do, they're going to announce the draft picks. We're going to be over the speaker system. We'll talk about it for a couple minutes. They'll play some music, go back and announce another one. We'll be we'll probably be here from 6:30 to 9.
Yeah, we'll be here for a while.
We'll go through the first 15 picks.
But
easy.
I love every minute of it.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a blast.
Because I love the draft, and I'm also going to be anxious to find out what Bill Belichick does. I'm assuming Bill Belichick will possibly go all in on getting a quarterback that he wants, because think about it. Belichick and the New England Patriots, I'm sure Belichick's like, I never want to be this high in the draft again. I mean, they haven't been that high in the draft in a long, long time, and he's going to probably be like, I'm willing to give up what I can to move up and get the guy I want.
Well, they're notoriously bad in the draft.
Yes.
Like, he's not a good draft picker. Like,
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, there's so many storylines in this draft. It's insane. Like, people moving up. What's San Francisco going to do?
Yes.
You know, like, what quarterback are they going to take? Like, there's so many storylines. It's going to be a hell of a show. We'll get into it a little bit more on Monday, and then obviously the draft on Thursday. We'll be here at 6:30 at Christians Tailgate. Cannot wait.
In case you want to know, its countdown is 6 days, 23 hours, 52 minutes, and 48 seconds.
Well, thank you.
Till the draft starts. So
Another one of Grant's goodies.
you're right. No, stop. Stop. I don't know why the Grant's goodies. Just
That's your boy Kevin over there.
I know, and you know, Kevin, he's awesome, and you know, that's great. But
Grant's goodies.
I can't do. I just don't like that. I don't know why I don't like the
I dig
goodies.
it.
I don't know why I don't like the goodies part of it.
I hope you guys do. But let's get to some scores real quick in the MLB. The scoreboard today is brought to you by Smarter Mortgage, David Carrier. Call him at 281-650-0648. Mention SWB and get a free quote ASAP. Refinancing, purchasing. David Carrier over there at Smarter Mortgage is your man. There's 3 games later on tonight. The Angels and Astros, who we'll get into in a second. Marlins and Giants and Padres and Dodgers, which everybody says is a preview to the World Series.
It's way too early for the previews for the.
Well, they've had a hell of a series already, like a week ago. So it's fun to watch them. But right now you've got the Pirates beat the Tigers 4-2. Diamondbacks 14-11 over the Reds, like 25 runs scored. That's a game to go to. Mets and Cubs are zeros. Red Sox are beating the Mariners 1-0, and Yankees and Indians are tied up at 3 in the 6th. Man. We're going to talk about this. Let's just get into it. What's hot?
Okay.
What's hot? Brought to you by Joe Applewhite. Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Everything he touches turns to sold. Joe Applewhite is your man if you're looking to move or buy or whatever. If you're relocating, Joe's the man. Call him.
Well, you seem like you're really struggling on trying to say something. What are you trying to say?
Okay, let's talk about Steph Curry first, and then we'll get into the Astros.
Right, cool.
Steph Curry has been on a tear, and with all the injuries going on between Durant, Harden, LeBron, Anthony Davis, they asked him, who's your MVP, and he said he was. But I mean, he is playing at MVP level. He looks like he's 25 out there right now.
Yeah, and Golden State, of course, they've just lost their number 1 pick that they had this past year, Wiseman. Your Memphis guy.
Yep.
He's out. Klay Thompson's not playing, and they're a game out of the play. They're a few games out of the 8 seed. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's doing right now on that Golden State Warrior team. Because other than Steph Curry, name me somebody that's on. If you just had to think off the top of your head, name somebody that's actively playing on that team right now.
I was like, is Klay back?
No, he's not back.
Yeah, no,
he's not back.
There's a bunch of no names, and maybe that's why he is doing all this. But he's been making. I mean, he's a highlight reel again right now. Like, he is the team, and it's fun to watch him and them back. But they're not a threat at all. It's fun to watch him and what he's doing and putting up these ridiculous numbers and all that. But they're not even close to a threat in the playoffs.
Well, and that's probably why he's in MVP discussion, is because you've got a guy right now, Steph Curry, leading the league right now in points per game. Now, barely over Bradley Beal, but you got Luka Doncic in there, by the way, too, top 3. Nobody cares about that, but I do.
Where's Dallas right now?
Steph Curry, well, we can get to Dallas. I'll get to them. Steph Curry has the most points scored right now, has the most points per game. The dude is just on a tear as far as scoring a basketball, and that's what he's good at. I mean, he is leading a team. We always used to have it kind of give a exception to him because he's been playing with Klay Thompson or Draymond Green or all these, Kevin Durant, all these great players. Right now, he's pretty much by himself.
Yep.
And he's got them being somewhat competitive. I don't care what you say, but they are being competitive. They're a better team than the Rockets are.
Well, I just love it that it's Steph Curry and not a couple of the other guys that I just cannot stand talking about anymore. I'm tired of, like I told you last week, Kevin Durant's got more tweets than points.
Yes.
Like in his career. That's just insane. Like these guys, this show will never be about politics, and we're not going to get into it. And it's just fun to talk about Steph Curry doing incredible things on the court. Like it just is. And the playoffs in the NBA are starting to shape up, and that whole thing. Like, do you have the standings pulled up?
I do. Yes, sir.
Where are we at on the West?
West right now, you've got Utah, Utah and Phoenix, 1 and 2.
Crazy.
Utah, and Phoenix. And it just goes back to, again, I'd like to sit down sometime and really do the numbers and look at it and see the team, how they were before Chris Paul got there and how they were after he got there.
He's just good.
Say what you will about Chris Paul and what he did here in Houston. We all know what the problem was here in Houston. The problem was James Harden.
James Harden.
Do you think the Rockets will look back on that and go, we'd rather have Chris Paul here right now than James Harden?
Well, I mean, the Rockets, I think, are the last.
They are. They're the last team. They're the worst record in the NBA.
Yeah.
East and West. Worst record in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a bad team right there. And I feel bad for Coach Silas because I think he's a great coach, and they just ripped that team apart. Injuries as well. It's just it's a rebuilding team. On the Rockets. But Utah looks great, like you said. What's the 6, 7, 8 seeds down there?
So right now you got Portland at 6, Dallas at 7, and Memphis at 8.
How many games between them?
You've got between them, it probably looks like a game and a half between those three.
I always like watching that towards the end of the NBA season. Like who's that stretch run, who can make it in? Because it's always like a game or two, and there's like 5 games left, and 3 teams fighting for it. Then that's all. Because the other team's already set, and they start resting players. And
what you've said before, that's kind of when the NBA starts getting really fun. Is whenever you start getting down to that. Because I'll admit, right now, as far as the interest in the NBA goes, other than just my own team, the Mavericks, and watching Luka play, I mean, there's really not a lot of interest in what's going on in the NBA.
There's not.
Which is weird because I love basketball. I loved playing it. I loved watching it. Basketball is one of my favorite sports. Right now, they just don't have my interest in the NBA.
Well, and there's the guy down in New Orleans, the Beast Zion, is killing it.
Yes.
And it's being so, you don't even hear about it.
No,
and
you
he is
don't.
doing unbelievable things down there. His numbers are just ridiculous.
And they're 11th in the West.
Well,
good as he's playing, they're 11th in the West.
They're in New Orleans. It's just not a basketball town. But we'll get into some more NBA here in a little bit. Man, this is the subject I really didn't want to touch on. And I even posted it the other day that the Astros would win the World Series. And I do think they're going to get to the playoffs. I don't want to rephrase it. I still think they are. But, man, they have lost 9 of their last 10 games. Their pitching looks horrendous. And, yeah, they lost some of those games because 5 of their players were sent down with some COVID issues. But,
they're last in the West right now.
They look bad, man. But, again, if you had look on there and you have Seattle that's in first, or the Angels make it up to first yet?
What's that?
On the West, did the Angels make it up to first?
Well, I know the Rangers have just been destroying the Angels. So right now you've got the Athletics on top at 12 and 7, and you got the Mariners second, Angels third, Rangers fourth, and the Astros.
Think about that the Oakland Athletics are 12 and 7, and it's because they are on an 11-game winning streak. So they were 1 and 7, and they've won 11 in a row. To 12. That's just what's the guy's name? Bob. What's his name? The GM.
Billy Bean.
Billy Bean. Yeah. I mean, is he still there?
Well, I know that there's been some controversy there just because he's part owner in this company that has gotten involved with the Boston Red Sox, and that's basically a conflict of interest. And so I know there's possibilities that he would either buy out this company or he would stay and have to give up his GM position with the A's. But say what you will, man. Have you ever watched Moneyball, that movie Moneyball? Did you ever see it?
Good movie.
It's a great movie. I love that movie. With having a guy like Billy Bean with the resources the Red Sox have, how good they could be. And the Red Sox were actually really, really good over the last several years. I mean, right now they're in the first place in the East. So it's that same philosophy that can move from team to team. But, yeah, dude, that guy wins with the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, and they have – it's sort of like the Tampa Bay Rays, who now obviously the Astros have the general manager that spend less and go off of analytics and hitting. And I'll get back to the Astros. I tell people this all the time with baseball. It's such a long season: 81 home games, 81 away games, 162. It's a long season. If you're good, you should make the playoffs, and your goal is to just be healthy going in there.
Yeah.
If you're 100% healthy going to the playoffs, you've got a great chance. If your pitching's healthy and obviously your batting's healthy, I mean that you've got a great chance. So the Astros need to catch fire. I think they will. They'll get in their groove. Something needs to snap. But what's more impressive, the Astros losing 9 out of 10 or the A's winning 11 in a row?
The A's won 11 in a row. I mean, I didn't think the A's. I thought the A's would be competitive, but I didn't think the A's are going to be where they're at right now. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, if although it is pretty shocking the way the Astros are playing, but I will still go with the A's being where they're at. I just didn't anticipate that.
Appreciate you, Steve, saying the scoreboard on the bottom. We added the little ticker down there for so the scores run by there. So we're getting close to Sports Center. We're gonna beat them.
We're not going to get close to Sports Center. We're going to be something totally different.
Well, yeah, I mean, content-wise, we're different.
Yes, absolutely.
Turn it on Sports Center right now if you want to talk to about LeBron.
Yeah,
he's
or
on
talk
there.
politics. They'll do that for you.
All over it. Speaking of not politics, but I wanted to bring this up because Kevin had posted it earlier this afternoon about Pat Tillman.
Yes.
So today is the 17th anniversary of Pat Tillman deciding to go to war, basically, instead of redoing a contract with the Arizona Cardinals. Still to this day, one of the most amazing things ever that any sports person has done. Like, just insane.
One of the biggest sacrifices, personal sacrifices, probably in the history of sports. Now, one of the things that is important to remember is World War II, there were plenty of professional athletes that left the leagues, especially in baseball, to go to war, and not just kind of go and like be in a tent somewhere. I mean, actually.
But was that
do
a
some
draft
fighting.
or was that voluntary?
It was draft. I mean, it was draft. But the only thing I'm saying is, I'm sure like Ted Williams. I'm sure Ted Williams could have been given some preferential treatment and been put somewhere specific.
Oh, sure.
He chose not to do that. So, but yes, the Pat Tillman story, and especially how Pat Tillman died and all the controversy with that. I mean, it's just the way that he sacrificed millions of dollars to go do something like that is the ultimate sacrifice.
It is, and they've got the Pat Tillman Foundation, and they've raised a ton of money for people and done a lot of good things. I mean, his family. I mean, you see it everywhere, and obviously in Arizona and Phoenix, it's a huge ordeal. So, hats off to his family, and rest in peace for him. But and I just want to bring that up because it was brought up 17 years ago today. He did that. So, man, just an incredible story. Love it.
Yes.
And that's it for What's Hot. Can you think construction concepts first? Because I need to pull up, because Lauren's not here, so I got to do Lauren's job.
We always have to do Lauren's job. I will say this. I miss having Lauren here whenever she's here, but I also enjoy being very sportsy and talking sports.
I like Lauren here, obviously, all the time, but because she kind of keeps us.
She keeps us grounded.
Yeah, it's
and organized
for sure, and organized. Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're all over the place, which we probably will be tonight, man. Look, like I said from the top of the show, there's just not a lot going on in sports right now. I mean, yeah, you have the MLB and the NBA, but other than politics, there's just not a ton. It's just a slow week. So we're gonna get into all kinds of stuff. We still got all kinds of stuff to get into, and we're gonna have a fun show, man. For sure.
We miss you, Lauren. Construction Concepts are responsible for the show. We want to thank them. They are changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's build@houston.com.
Nice, and I found hybrid technologies with Roy Stanton. So, social services, surveillance cameras, cloud services, everything. Roy Stanton's amazing at what he does. Just an incredible business and family man. I love what Roy's got going on. So, you want security in your home, business, anything like that, Roy's got you covered.
He's hooking you up, right? I mean, he gets you going on TVs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
as a matter of fact, speaking of TVs, my house is clean right now.
Is it done?
No.
Okay.
It's not done.
All right.
But it looks like a
presentable.
Home. Presentable, yeah. Ashley went to town today. I was outside working, and man, she cleaned.
What were you doing outside?
On the phone, working.
Okay. I thought maybe you were going to tell me you were like mowing the yard or something.
No, as a matter of fact, I was doing, because of the show last night. We had Regis on, and I was editing the videos and stuff, and cropping them, putting on Twitter and stuff. Which, man, like if you guys haven't seen Lights Out with Lou Severese, myself, and Grant, you got to go check the show out. It's phenomenal. And we had Regis Prograis on last night. Just an incredible interview.
I think we said it afterwards. That's probably, we love doing all of them. I love doing all of the shows that we've done. Probably one of my most favorite that we've done in the time we've been doing this. The one last night, would you say?
I've never interviewed somebody off a huge fight like that. And
Yes.
like, I mean, just an incredible dude. Like where he's at in his career, and just an incredible guy. Yeah, I mean, to me, that was one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
We've interviewed Regis before. That wasn't the first time we've talked to him, but that's the first time that I think
person to come in, and he got a limo, getting out.
Yeah.
Like it was just awesome, man. And the great thing about that is, like, after the show, him hanging out and chilling and talking to us,
Taking
and
pictures.
I mean, and he loves the show and what we do, man. And it was just I love that. That means that we're doing our job.
And one of the things I like about doing this kind of thing, doing sports and talking about strategy, and that's what I love last night so much about after the show. We didn't get as much a chance to talk about it in person on the show, but afterwards, remember him telling us about his jabs, and he was telling us about his mentality in the fight, and he was kind of showing about, how he reacted in the fight and why he did something a certain way. And that, to me, is what's most valuable. For me, his mentality is on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he was like, on Saturday he's fighting this guy, and on Wednesday he's showing us what he was doing.
Correct. And his game plan, and what it was fantastic.
And man,
I loved every minute of it.
This dude's a pretty dude, right? Like, he didn't even. The first thing you said is like, man, you don't even look like you were in a fight on Saturday.
No.
And he was like, I didn't get hit
I look more rough than he did.
today because there's two things that bother me when I get on social media about the Astros. Is obviously the asterisk, and it comes from a ton of Dodgers fans. Obviously, is there an asterisk above the Dodgers World Series?
I don't think there should be. We talked about this. We talked about this before the NBA playoffs last year, and we talked about it before the MLB. If you would have had somebody that came out of nowhere to win the championship.
Hey, just when I said that, Regis just liked the tweet from Twitter from Lights Out and just retweeted it from him talking. From him talking shit to Adrian Broner.
And that's what we're hoping for. Adrian Broner, dude.
Bro, we're going.
I want to be there. I want to be there, Regis.
Getting back to the Dodgers, I mean, you say it shouldn't?
No, I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because even if they had done a full season, the expectation was there for him. Oh, look, they're showing our show right now. As far as Lights Out goes,
that's awesome.
Don't cover up our face. Yeah, just keep it right there.
Is there an asterisk above the 1995 MLB champs? I doubt it. That was the strike season.
But they didn't finish that season, though, did they?
That was 90, I think it was 94. And then whoever won in there was who won the next year? I forget. I'd have to look it up. But look, if you're gonna, this is just my opinion, and obviously I'm super biased.
Really?
If you're going to put an asterisk above the Astros because you think they cheated, I mean, there's so many scandals in MLB that it's unbelievable. Do you put asterisks above all the Oakland A's, like their championships?
Look, I don't think they should. I'm one of those people, and I'm not an Astros fan, but I'm one of those people that I don't think there should be an asterisk there. That's not what I'm saying.
We should get Kevin in here on this.
Yeah, he's a big Astros fan.
Kevin. Get over here, Kevin.
He's a big Astros fan.
Well, I mean, I bet he's got some good opinions of this, man. We're going to bring in Kevin Anthony. He's a good friend of the show. He's always on
Just
here,
so you know, Kevin has opinion about everything.
Kevin's got opinion about everything?
Kevin has an opinion about everything. He has no problem telling you about it.
So this is going to be fun.
Yes, yeah. He's got his LSU gear on.
Go Tigers!
Yeah, go Tigers.
Talking that part, you're good to go. We were just talking about asterisks as far as World Series titles, and I was talking about the Dodgers, and then of course the Astros with the asterisk, and it got into the Oakland A's. Like, if you're going to put an asterisk with the Astros, what about the Oakland A's in the steroid era? Do you take away their championships or an asterisk? Like, is what they did any different than the Astros?
No.
Thank you.
No, I mean,
thank you, Kevin. It's good to see you.
But no. Here's what I say. Like, I'm not saying that. I don't believe in asterisks. I don't believe that you should do that, because I just look at it the situation of if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. We can sit here and do about ifs and if they didn't do that and they did that and all that stuff. It's the same reason why I say Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling, Barry Bonds, all these guys should be in the Hall of Fame. If we're going to come to a conclusion that era was a steroid era and that those guys, they were the best of the guys that were enhanced, so they should still go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's not the only reason, but I'm not with the asterisk thing. I'm just not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not either. And like the Oakland A's, like I'm bringing them up because of the Bash brothers, obviously McGuire, Canseco, and them. But like, it's just stop saying that the Astros cheated to get the World Series, because that is a lie.
let me tell you something about sign stealing, okay? When I was in college, I wanted to be a major league umpire. That's what I wanted to be as a profession, okay? Till I realized,
I always talked about doing that. Yeah.
really, it's
You
what
just wanted to go, yeah. Like, did you have a like?
No, they make really good money. The thing is, you have to be the best of the best when you go to the umpire academy and be noticed, and then you're gonna make shit money for 10 years till you get to the big show.
Yeah.
And then my point is, up through the years as baseball progressed, you know, through the A's into the present day, sign stealing, 10-year-olds do it now.
It's always been there.
It's always been there.
Always.
Everybody
It's
does
part
it.
of the game.
So you
Hiding signs is part of the game, which means the other team is stealing your signs.
You know, I used to, when I umpired high school, the high school coach was like, hey, he's stealing signs. Okay.
Right.
What do you want me to do about it?
Right.
There's nothing saying he can't do it.
Right. Well, and I've never been of the. I always just like to give Astros fans a hard time because you are so sensitive about it. I like to bring it. I like to bring it up,
man.
I like to bring it up.
How'd that fly ball go in the
that's-
Rangers?
Hey, look, I could talk major. Hey, look, I can. That's
What
fine.
what happened?
That's fine. That's
Wasn't it-
fine.
Y'all were one strike away.
That's fine.
something?
Take me to the stadium. Take me to the stadium where
credit
Houston's
check.
won a Super Bowl. Where's that stadium where they hold that banner?
Oh man.
Oh, that's right. They don't. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying is
You were like 3
I like to give
when they
it-
won, the Cowboys.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true. You have this mentality that like you said, to your point, cheating, stealing, anything like that. I look at it in terms of degrees. You know, you have second degree murder, first degree capital, all these different things. Like, how do you classify what stealing is worse than others? You know what I mean? Like, how do you sit here and go, well, he stole a few signs, but he didn't steal that many. So I'm not of the opinion that the Astros should have anything taken away from them or asterisks or anything like that. But it's fun to get y'all riled up about it. It is. It's a lot of fun.
Man, it's not fun to get me riled up. About
It
that, 'cause
is.
I love
It's
the
a
Astros.
blast.
Thomas says individual cheating with roids is very different than a bunch of guys collaborating together, which I understand. Like that makes sense. But like, I mean, it's still cheating. Bottom line. Like, you know, all these guys are held out of the Hall of Fame, like you said, with like Barry Bonds. Take the first half of his career,
Yes.
and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like without a doubt. And you're
I've
gonna,
said that
like,
before.
you
You
know,
just
hold
take
him out?
yes. You just take if you just took his Pittsburgh Pirates career, he's Hall of Fame worthy. If you take him before 2001, he's for sure in the Hall of Fame. But it's just like in college football. Okay, everybody's forgetting little things as far as recruiting, maybe handing something, maybe doing something in a recruiting trip they shouldn't do. Everybody's doing it. Everybody does
Everybody
it.
is.
It's just people get caught and people don't.
Look, I love Vincent. Do you know Vincent growing up?
I played for a little bit, but I got more into the officiating. I did baseball, basketball, football. I just love to do it.
There you go.
I can
What's the
100%.
LSU stuff? Like, did you go to LSU?
I started there, but I graduated from McNeese State in Lake
Oh,
Charles.
McNeese State? Yeah, of course. So you're
LSU, he got LSU'd. You know how
So
LSU's a lot of
when
fun.
you live in Louisiana,
the freshman 15, right? Like,
Yeah, no.
when you live in Louisiana, LSU football is, you know, it was that way 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, look, who doesn't like LSU, like with the stadium and everything, Tiger Stadium, and the traditions they have there are flat out phenomenal.
But I'll tell you this one well-known for me, fun fact that a lot of people don't know. Do you know what famous Detroit Piston graduated from McNeese State University?
Joe Dumars.
Ding,
It's
ding.
hard to get stuff past him, man. It's
He's
hard.
good.
He's good.
Joe Dumars.
Hey, Kevin, I appreciate you coming on, man, and
Yes,
like,
sir.
thank you for paying attention to the show all the time and commenting,
be here.
man. I absolutely love it, man. You're a great friend of the show.
Let me just say, knowing Kevin like I do, it makes total sense you want to be a referee. Like, that just makes total sense.
I'll argue even if I'm wrong.
That makes total sense.
Oh, jeez.
It all makes sense now. I get it.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
If we
Look
need
at-
something in a little bit, we'll let you know.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah, today was your birthday. That's right. I forgot.
You know, I didn't even bring it up,
No, you didn't.
On
You've
purpose?
brought it up every day for the past months before now.
and on purpose, I decided not to.
But it's your birthday. We can't even see the cake. Why is the camera doing all that? What's going on with the? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, we got somebody playing for you, Jeff. Look at this.
Dude, what is going?
It's your birthday song, Jeff. Oh yeah, come on. What's what's going on here with this? So Jeff, you didn't know we were gonna get music to play for you, did you? What's that noise? What's the noise?
Oh,
Did we fix
man.
it?
What?
We can still talk sports over the microphone, can't we? Over the guitar playing? Is that
Thank you.
possible?
Thank you, Ashley. I need this.
So hey, you need to blow out the candles before they get to the cake. Let's all watch Jeff blow out candles.
Am I really gonna blow these up?
I mean, you can't wait. You can't wait till it gets down to the whatever. What do you call that? To the cake. I don't know. So Jeff, do you have to tip this guy?
When's the last time you blew out candles?
I don't know, but look, dude, you're getting wax all over the cake.
I don't even eat cake.
I mean, look, you got to blow the candle out, dude. Come on, blow the candle out. Blow the candle out. Happy birthday to you.
I think this guy's gonna sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeff. We got what's that group?
I should throw this like in your face.
We got Mumford and Sons here to play for you. Oh, they turned that off. Hey, we got Mumford and Sons to play for you. Play the happy birthday song.
That's pretty funny.
Look, dude, you're getting wax everywhere, dude. You gotta blow out your candles, bro. Man, what's that noise? Did we mess up?
Yeah, no, I think.
All right, so let's get back to sports talk. How about that, man?
That was the worst birthday wish song I've ever heard, Grant. Put some balls into it.
I thought that was a good song.
Thank
I
you.
sang well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at you're ruining the cake, bro.
Sorry.
Was that so tough? Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I get. Thank you guys. Thank you, Max Sports, Barry, Ali, Zach. Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ashley. Man, I haven't blown out candles in a long time, or had a birthday cake. I can't.
You
I'm not
had a birthday cake?
Well, I mean, dude, when you get up there, it's like that's hard to.
Speaking of, what are we talking about up there? What are you? 44? Did I guess that right?
I'm gonna do the Lauren thing and not say.
You're 44. He's 44. I already know that. You already told me, so it's all good. But no, man, happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it. It's been a it's been a hell of a ride. I love this. I really do
It's been
appreciate
a hell of a
it.
ride. Are you done with the ride? Is that why you bring that?
No,
It's been
man.
a hell of a ride, guys.
Just the past year, now we're able to get out and do these shows and have a good time, and people are able to celebrate things and get out. It's great, man. I absolutely love it. So I appreciate you guys, man, a lot, man. It means a lot.
Well, I'm
a sports cake. You got basketball,
dude, that's
football,
a great looking cake.
baseball.
It's got wax all over it, but it's a great looking cake.
Grant.
I don't think I've ever seen a candle go down all the way to the cake like that. That was the first time.
I was
So
doing
thank
it for
you.
aesthetic purposes.
Okay. Well, the
Aesthetic
aesthetic worked. Yes, the aesthetic worked. So.
But this guy, is he gonna play the whole show?
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like we should talk like this. We should talk real slowly. Talk like we're in a jazz.
Look now,
radio
hey,
station.
look, Lauren's not here, so
Attention, Grant Miles. You're speaking into the top of your microphone and need
Yes.
to face into the cardioid.
over
Okay.
on this side.
This
that?
side, over here. Look at
Oh,
me.
like that? Okay.
Like that. Here, you're speaking into plastic.
I thought
here,
I was
we
doing
can hear
that.
you.
My bad.
So
Thank you. Thank
Lauren's
you, Alan.
Lauren's not here, so I can do. Hold on, let's get the vibe real quick.
See, it is going. See, it does give you that vibe where you want to be like, so.
Welcome to Sweaty Balls.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. 100%.
We have a Christmas special with our Sweaty Balls.
Yeah, exactly. That's the vibe. I'm liking this. This is good. I mean, see, that's very soothing, man. It's very soothing. Happy
Cheers.
birthday, man.
Cheers. Episode 92, man.
Yes,
92 we were on, man.
We're gonna have 100 here pretty soon. Are we gonna do something fun for that?
Yeah, that'll be in the middle of May. We're gonna kick it off. That be a hell of a show.
Okay.
Hell of a show. Are we supposed to go on with the show?
Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
Let's
All right,
do it.
Steroid Air. Out of all the players, obviously we mentioned Barry Bonds. Who else should be in the Hall of Fame?
The Hall of Fame.
With the steroid era, Clemens, Bonds, all that group, and who's going in? Like, will anybody get it? Kurt Schilling came out of it. He said, "Screw y'all," because they didn't vote him in. So
Well, because they feel like Kurt Schilling's part of it is not steroid as much as it is just how controversial he's been after his career. He's real. He has no problem giving his opinion, especially when it comes to politics. So that might be some of it. But yeah, of course, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. The fact that those two guys are not in the Hall of Fame already, to me, is tragic. And I think it just goes to the fact that Major League Baseball writers are egotistical maniacs.
It's sad that eventually when oh man, thank you, Kevin, appreciate you.
Happy birthday shot, brother.
Yeah, it's sad that these guys don't get in. Like, and I don't think that Barry Bonds really gives a crap, knowing his personality.
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
But there are people that deserve it. I think Clemens deserves to get in. Like we said, Barry Bonds definitely deserves to get in. But even if they got in now with their with how long it took them, I don't think their Hall of Fame speech would even, they'd be like, man, like Kurt Schilling did, screw y'all. They played like.
He's come to this conclusion that was the steroid era, and that they played during the steroid era, and they were excellent during the steroid era. My point of it is that, like, I've had people say, well, they cheated the game. Okay?
No, they didn't.
The people that have cheated
Everybody
the game
did.
is to the left.
Dude, and the
line forms
Triple
to the
A leagues,
left.
if you don't do steroids in Triple A, you're not making it to the bigs.
Correct.
Like, they have to gain every advantage possible to get in there. Thomas said Pete Rose, and I got obviously Pete Rose should be top on the list. But here's the question for you: if you've got one of these guys you're going to put in, Pete Rose or Barry Bonds, who are you putting in?
Barry Bonds. I don't hesitate with that.
Damn, yeah, you said that quick.
Pete Rose has done some marvelous, wonderful things for baseball. I do feel like at a certain point, when you start gambling on games that you're a part of, I do think that enhancing drugs to make the game entertaining, to win, to compete, to enhance his team's chances of winning. Pete Rose bet against...
Like, which one are you letting in?
Barry Bonds. I'd still go Barry Bonds. Yes.
That's tough, man. Pete Rose.
I wouldn't hesitate there.
Pete Rose is one of the greatest, obviously the greatest hitter, of all time. He was just a hustler, really. But if you got to see Barry Bonds the last 4 years of his career and how many walks he had. He only saw one or two pitches a game.
Yes.
Maybe, and he was hitting them out of the park. As soon as he saw one, it was gone.
Well, and to your point about, just so people know about Pete Rose, he's a career leader in hits, at bats, games played, plate appearances. So, and that's as far as career against anybody. So those are fantastic numbers. I mean, they should not be discredited, I think. But if you're giving me what you're telling me in regards to his comparison to Barry Bonds leads the league in home runs, as we all know, base on balls, and intentional walks.
They intentionally walked him in a couple of games in his career to score a run.
Yes.
With the bases loaded.
Correct. Yes. Barry Bonds is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-time MVP.
Jesus.
And let's just even say he started. Wait,
did you say 7-time?
7-time MVP.
MVP.
7-time MVP.
Holy! Is there anybody close to that?
No, I don't know in comparison, but
I can't imagine.
But here's the thing: he's a 7-time MVP. He's an 8-time Gold Glove winner.
Hey, look, man, Mark Boardman's watching right now.
Oh, Mark is?
Yeah, what's up, Mr. Boardman?
What happened to that guy?
We just did
disappeared on it, man.
Oh man, apparently they've been busy. The construction concepts.
The other night, right?
We went to dinner. We went to a birthday dinner on Tuesday night.
I was looking for my text. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
We had some friends that went. It was a really cool dinner, man. It was awesome. But yeah, man, Mark, I just talked to him earlier. Called wish happy birthday. But yeah, Mark from Construction Concepts, obviously.
Yes, sir. Mark, Josh. But
Mark, we were just talking about who's better. You can comment on if you want, Mark. Who's better, Bonds or who would you allow in the Hall of Fame first, Bonds or Pete Rose? It's a great question.
It is it's a 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, leads the league in career home runs, in walks and intentional walks.
Man, That 7-time MVP thing that's ridiculous.
And look, even if somebody wants to say, okay, but he's a steroid user, he got four of the MVPs when he was using
Going on body image,
Correct.
like he was smaller.
twice with the Pirates and once. So in a 4-year span, he was voted MVP 3 times, and he was second the one time in that 4-year span
Who won
he
that
didn't
year?
get it. I have no idea who won that.
Oh, I mean,
But Barry Bonds was second though.
yeah, Mark says that Pete Rose would go in. A couple of people say Pete Rose.
That's crazy. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I don't get that. I don't get Pete Rose over Barry Bonds.
Mark says all I heard was Grant say that enhancing drugs are fun to watch, and thought of the Bash Brothers, and like
It is.
and when we were growing up, and you're collecting baseball cards in
Yes.
our era, I don't care. Like it was amazing to watch the
No.
long ball.
No
Like
clue.
remember Girls Dig the Long Ball?
Yes.
Like it was
Yes.
on Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, the Bash Brothers. Like everybody hitting these home runs. Like it literally brought people back to baseball.
Yes.
And then they turned around 15 years later and said that was terrible, and like we're like
Yes.
all y'all are screwed.
Which was what my opinion has been of it is I think baseball was very hypocritical when it came to their stance on steroids. You can't tell me the executives in Major League Baseball had no idea what was going on.
Of course they did. I mean, they were bringing
I
in.
find that extremely hard to
I mean, the
believe.
money they were bringing in.
Yes.
Was, the home run derbies were just out of control. Like, I mean, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire. If you watch the summer of I forgot what it's called on ESPN, the 30 for 30, but the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire home run, like basically home run chase between those two was phenomenal to watch. We were glued to the television.
Yes.
I could have cared less how big they were. Like
Right.
it didn't matter. Like just kill it.
Nobody cares why they got to that point. All we knew was that they were badass. We enjoyed watching baseball. Baseball was fun then. And I mean, I just think it's really hypocritical to baseball to make a big deal about it now when they didn't care anything about it whenever it was all going
I'm
on.
all for a pitcher throwing a 112-mile-an-hour fastball and Mark McGuire sitting up there. Let's do it.
Correct.
Go.
Yes.
Like phenomenal.
100%. I'm all for it.
Not the shift and like bunting to the opposite side of the shift and like single to the flare to the right field. I mean, come on, man. Like baseball, like get it together. Y'all should just allow steroids again, and in 2 years the game would be flat out amazing. And
I'm
give
glad
them,
you're coming on my side as
give
far as
them, give them
baseball's
metal
boring.
bats while we're at it. Like screw it.
I'm glad you're coming on my side about
Can you
baseball being
imagine metal
boring.
bats? Like,
It'd be dangerous.
what is the exit velocity sometimes of these home runs? Like 105,
yes.
111, something
Yes,
like that.
I would not be for
The
that.
exit velocity of a metal bat from like Mark McGuire would be like 125, 130.
Yeah.
Like holy crap.
That would be dangerous. I'd be concerned about that. 100%.
Waiting for Grant Miles to throw the B-Day cake in the face. Well, no.
That ain't happening.
No, Grant wouldn't do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
If anybody would have done it, it would have been Ashley or maybe Allie or something.
Yeah, no, I would not have. I'm not gonna do that to you, man. That's not my deal.
I appreciate you. We'll move on a little bit. I had down here like your top 5 teams right now in the MLB. Like, do you have those or do
Top
you
5
want to
teams.
talk?
Top 5 teams in MLB right now.
Yeah, your top 5.
My top 5 right now. Well, obviously, my top 5 right now. Number 1's LA Dodgers. LA Dodgers are freaking really good. So I'm gonna go. LA Dodgers is gonna be my number 1. After that, I'm going to go. That's a good question. I'll probably go number 2. Currently, I'll go Boston Red Sox. Number 3, I will go Oakland Athletics. 4, I go Milwaukee, and then 5, I will go KC.
Damn, the Royals.
Hey, Royals are top in the Central right now. Royals are playing good. We're talking about right now. I'm just going by your division leaders right now. You got the New York Mets on top in the East at 7-6. So, I mean, if you're at a 7-6 record, I'm not all for that.
Is this dude just? I mean,
He's going to play the whole time. So let's embrace it.
Let him
Yeah.
jam out, man. I appreciate it. Hey, it's like my mom sang me happy birthday, but you did, so like that was impressive. I mean, I wonder if Lou shows up. Like, this show's gonna get real interesting, but he's only got about 13
Yeah, I was gonna
minutes.
say he's got about 10 minutes. So
A little bit about. We'll move on to the NBA a little bit. The Lakers get Anthony Davis back tonight. I'm sorry, man, but the NBA is just boring.
there's a lot of factors that go into my opinions about the NBA, obviously. But right now, yes, you're correct. I'm just And it's sad for me to say that because I'm a huge NBA fan. I like basketball in general, and right now I'm just not into it.
Look, Vincent said the unique background music, and Mark said job security. Let the man play.
I like it.
Hector? How do you know his name?
No, Mumford and Son.
Oh, Mumford and Son. Gotcha.
Yeah.
He does sound like that. Look, he said a Mumford guy.
Yeah.
Thomas already said that.
Yeah.
Like the NBA, like I said, just man, like there's no way I could sit down and watch a full 4 quarters of the NBA.
I've watched the Mavericks play. You know, normally in my NBA experience, I've watched multiple games, but as far as I've just been watching Mavericks play. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
A full game.
Yeah,
A full game.
I just couldn't do it because the simple fact is like it's not interesting until the last 5 minutes.
I agree.
Like it's really not. Like they play 3.5 quarters of just BS basketball, and then they get serious in the last 5 minutes if it's close. And most of the time in the NBA now, it's 20-30 point
Yes.
blowout. Right? You may have 5 to 7 games a year where there's a big comeback. You know, that's in the whole year of all the teams.
Right.
You know, so. Man, they've got to do something about that. You know, people argue with me all the time online about like where the NBA stands, and it's just boring. Like it just
Say what you will, look at the numbers. They're losing fans.
Yeah,
They just are. That's the truth of it.
Freddie, I feel like there's a real Freddie Rodriguez. What's up, my man? Feels like there's a real lack of star power in the NBA right now. Like I wouldn't say that. There's not a lack of star power. Yeah, but they're just all. It's more or less like they just want to be stars and not basketball players.
Right.
You know, like you just mentioned a minute ago about Chris Paul. Chris Paul's having one of the most amazing seasons, and you don't see him like the only thing you see him at the on the Allstate commercial. Or State Farm, yeah.
One of those,
which is a funny ass commercial.
They are.
Yeah.
They're real good.
But we already talked about the 7th and 8th seed. Let's get to a little bit of history.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Just before we get to history, I just want to say one thing, Baldy.
Thomas, I'll take the shot, brother. Thank you.
I will say this one thing for those people out there that are saying, because you know me, I can't let an argument go.
Thank you, Kevin.
I can't let an argument go. Saying this, they'd rather do Pete Rose than Barry Bonds. Just so anybody wants to know, Barry Bonds, top 6 in wins above replacement in the entire league in the history of the Major League Baseball. Number 1 in WAR. He is number 6 as far as offensive WAR. He is 5th. Let's see, where is he at? He's not in batting average. He's 2nd all-time in on-base percentage. He's 5th all-time in slugging percentage. He's 5th all-time in on-base plus slugging percentage, so OPS. Do I need to keep going, or do we need to say any more about Barry Bonds and what a good baseball player he is?
Look, I mean, I brought it up. It's an interesting debate on that.
It is. It's a great debate.
There's old school people that'll say hitting's just an incredible art, and he's the greatest hitter of all time, like according to stats. So people would say, you can't have a Hall of Fame without having the greatest hitter in it.
I agree.
What baseball is kind of about.
I agree, but I just gave a lot of things that prove that I'm right.
You have a valid point,
which is not uncommon.
Mark said, "Oh my God, you need an earring like Barry Bonds."
I need one. Oh my God,
Mark's on fire. Mark, you drinking some vino over there? What's up?
All right, so we're gonna get to this. So you know what? I'm gonna change up history just a little bit. I'm gonna do a different kind of history. I'm not gonna necessarily do sports history. You know what I thought I'd do today? I thought I'd do a history of the day that Jeff was born. What was life like?
Wow.
April 22nd, 1977.
God, you had to tell everybody that?
Yep, April 22nd, 1977. The president, Jim Carter.
Yep.
President Jim Carter was president whenever. Look, see, I even got pictures to go along with this, just in case you want to know.
There we go.
The number 1 movie, April 22nd, 1977. The number 1 movie, Annie Hall, starring Woody Allen and Diane Keaton. That was the number 1 movie.
Never seen it.
Me neither. The number 1 pop song on that day. Have you ever heard of the song "Don't Give Up on Us" by David Soul?
No clue.
Well, that was the number 1 pop song when you were born.
The guy behind us might be able to jam it.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, say don't play "Don't Give Up on Us." The number 1 country song the day you were born, "She's Got You" by Loretta Lynn.
What did you say?
Have a reception. We didn't have a my wife and I got married in my in-laws' house, and then our anniversary's New Year's Eve, and then we went to a New Year's Eve party. So that was our reception.
Y'all didn't have a dance?
No, we didn't.
All right. Well, I don't know if I would make my dance.
We had a dance, but not around a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was by
I
ourselves.
like that.
It was by ourselves.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I forgot. Like, Mark's on here. I wonder what his song was. But like, I don't know if I would make mine like really, sweet, or if I,
I bet
would
Mark
make
didn't
mine
remember.
Like,
I bet by that time Mark was out of.
oh, he was hammered. He was lit. We were talking about his wedding at dinner the other night. Like, it was an amazing wedding. Like, but man, yeah, we were man. But it was
I can't imagine.
dude. We ruined these people's golf carts. Like, destroyed. Like, people were doing 40-yard dash runs on gravel roads at 3 a.m.
Oh,
wasted
geez.
for like $100 bills.
Wow.
It was a blast. We had fun.
The #1 fiction book when you were born, Oliver's Story by Eric Siegel.
Ah,
Didn't know that, did you? The
I've-
#1 nonfiction book. You know what the #1 nonfiction book the day you were born?
no.
Roots. Alex by Alex Haley.
True fact. I don't know if I should admit this on air. I have never read a book cover to cover.
Never?
Never.
Interesting.
Cliff notes.
That's interesting. I like that. Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes. Yeah.
That sounds like when Lauren said a little 30-second things, whatever.
Yeah.
Chip clips.
Yes,
Yeah, cliff
yes.
notes. A lot of people probably don't know what the hell cliff notes are.
Couple facts I just want to give you because this is what I do. If you were born on this date, April 22nd, 1977, you've slept for 5,357 days, or the equivalent of 15 years. You've slept that long.
Damn.
Your next birthday, of course, as you know, is a year away. You've been alive now for 385,704 hours. Did you know that?
Dude, what is this? Like a depressing, like...
You
know?
are 23,142,240 minutes old.
And 1 year closer to death.
Yes, absolutely.
Lee.
Yes, and your mom didn't name you any of the popular names in 1977.
I for sure should have brought that Rogaine. Like 100% now. Like, I'm pissed. Like, I should have done it, man. Like, I should have had it wrapped up, brought you the Rogaine, good to go. I was going to do hair dye that, I was like, that'd be
don't
funny.
care.
But then Rogaine I thought would be funnier.
You know what? There was a time whenever I started losing it a little bit that I like put this shampoo or something in it. I thought maybe that would help. It didn't. It didn't help. So I just gave up and shit.
Does anything work? Like, I mean...
No,
do they
not
have-
that I know of.
They have hair growth now?
Not that I know of.
Plugs.
I just got to a point where I was done.
If we get really rich off this show, we'll get you some plugs.
Fuck no, that is not happening.
Get you
I am
some
not
plug.
doing that. Screw you on that. Your Generation X. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew, but your Generation
Yeah, I
X.
did know that. Hey, look, Mark's with me. He's never read a book cover to cover.
I'm not shocked by that.
Oh, shit.
I'm not shocked by that.
Look, he's the sponsors the show, so chill.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, man, that's surprising. I guess that's it. I guess I'm done. Did you know when I looked it up, I want to see who the most famous person was that shares your birthday. You know who they put down? Vladimir Lenin.
Who the?
Vladimir Lenin was not a good guy, I don't think. So just letting you know.
Well,
Like
hopefully,
a Russian revolutionary back in like the 1800s.
hopefully I don't have history on my side on that one. But man, look, we've got
But
to
yeah,
know,
that's pretty much it though, man.
we got to know a lot of stuff today. Just because there hasn't been a ton of like crazy breaking news in sports this week. It's just been all political, and we don't do politics on the show.
We don't.
It's part of the deal. I'm glad we brought up the Rose and Bonds thing. We could seriously what? Wait,
I don't know what's going on. What's happening?
What do you want, Allie?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you a question,
Okay.
if I may,
okay.
Jeff.
All right. Go ahead.
Do you remember when you were a kid? In the guise of birthdays. You remember when you were a kid, right? And you'd be running around on your birthday, or blowing bubbles for fun in the backyard or whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I'm with you now, Allie. I got you. Yeah.
Jeff, do you remember this when you were a kid? When you used to play?
I got a feeling I'm getting in trouble on this question. Yes.
Yes. Well,
Did you ever
I'm
invite
glad you say
clowns?
that because we actually brought Bubbles out to say hello.
You're gonna have. Do you like clowns?
What in the flying? Are y'all serious?
Show's off the rails, dude.
Well, you just said you remember blowing bubbles in the backyard for fun when you were a kid.
This
He wants
show's
to say
off the
hello.
rails.
I do need that cigarette when I get it over there.
All right, man.
I can't believe this, dude. Wait till your birthday. Man.
What makes you think I did this?
I don't know.
I didn't do this.
figure something out.
I didn't do this. This isn't me, man. This isn't my
This is
deal.
wild, dude. Sports with balls is
Gone off the rails
tonight.
Yeah.
Is that dude playing with my hair?
Looks like it.
Golly.
See, this what happens when you advertise your birthday.
Where's Ashley? Does she have something to do with this?
I know you're gonna have to talk to her about that.
Golly,
I know this
man.
show's off the rails though.
Like Mumford and Son and a clown.
I don't know. We got Mumford & Son playing, and we got Joker.
This is just
we
man.
got Joker.
Dude bent to the back. Look, Mark's like, wow, man. Don't ask me, man. I had obviously nothing to do with this, but look,
I can tell you 100% I had nothing to do with this. 100%.
Whatever.
I just wanted to do your history that was on the day that you were born. That's all I wanted.
That was pretty creative, and I do appreciate that. That was very creative.
You're welcome, man.
I wonder what did happen in history today in sports.
Well, some stuff.
Kevin will probably know. I bet Kevin Anthony.
Some sports stuff.
Sports stuff.
If you want me to get specifics, I'll tell you. But well, do you have a drop of mic, man? You got something to entertain us with?
I really
on the day of your birthday?
there's nothing I can do to just beat that. I'm speechless at this point.
It's one of the. Let me say this. It's one of the more eventful shows we've had. Like
For sure.
I don't think we've had one like this.
Well, look,
Ever since we've done
this is insane. Thank you, Allie and Zach and Max Sports and and Barry. Just thank you for all of this. It's wild, and this is exactly what Sports with Balls is about. I absolutely love it, man. Thank you for the cake and the birthday wishes. Got a few people to thank.
Don't do the clowning.
On the way. I wish Lauren was here, bro. She'd have freaked out.
It's a good thing that she wasn't.
I want to thank Christians Tailgate for having us over here. Don't forget, next Thursday we do have our draft special here. Starts at 6:30. We will be over the speakers talking about the draft. We'll go through every pick with you, probably at least through the first round. And want to thank Christian Tailgate, obviously. Want to thank David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage, 281-650-0648. Mention SWB, get a free quote. Refinancing and purchasing. That's David Carrier.
Is that all?
No, I mean I can do
I didn't do Tosin either, so I got to thank them. Tosin was responsible in Texas AB Productions for Jeff's history. They are your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention Sports with Balls, you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com.
Somebody is going to do that child support party.
I'm going to be there whenever it happens.
If not, I mean, I'm going to have to do it, but that's going to be a while.
Yeah, I think you talked about funeral party. Is that what we said last time for you?
No,
Is that what you said? Is that what you said? That's what you said.
No, a child support party with the last payment, you throw a party. That'd be amazing.
I agree.
You should I know somebody will do it. Call Tosin for that. We want to thank also Roy Stan at Hybrid Technologies. All your for anything technology-wise, phones, cable services, security cameras, everything, call Roy Stan at Hybrid Technologies. Man, what a wild show.
Yeah, I know. I copy what Mark said. Wow, that's how I'm gonna end this,
man.
This
insane. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. I really do appreciate
happy
it.
birthday, brother.
Yeah, man. Wow. This is our 92nd show. We're coming up on 100. It'll be in mid-May. Obviously, we'll have a party for that. But don't forget, next week we'll be here on Monday and Thursday. But Thursday will be the draft party. Once again, thanks Max Sports for the production and all this. Allie and Zach.
Just so you know, we've been working hard to make sure this is important. This is good for you. So.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I know. Worked hard.
If you think I'm not gonna have nightmares tonight, probably am. Man, but I do appreciate it, man.
They worked hard.
Look, man, for Jeff, Michael, Grant, Miles, Max Sports, and all the guys over here, man. This is Sports with Balls. Miss you, Lauren.
We wish you would have been here.
We'll see y'all on Monday, y'all. We out.
Later.
Wow.
Yo.
Time, cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet, cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe, shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Mott.
Check. You hearing that? Cool. Ready? Feeling good, like I should. When it took the walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause